Hi students, welcome back. Now coming to the next topic in the Java programming language, that is the Java fundamentals. So in this video I'll explain the basic fundamentals that we are using in the Java programming language, right? So let me write. So Java is a programming language, right or wrong? That is what we are, till now we are learning. Java is a programming, it's a programming language. Platform, we also used to call it as a platform, and it is a technology. Okay, so Java is a programming language, platform, as well as a technology. Next, Java is called a programming language. Why we are calling it as a programming language? Can anyone tell why we are used to call the Java as a programming language? Because by using Java, we can write programs. It's a simple thing. We can write programs. So that's why we are used to call it as a programming language. You are able to develop the programs. So if you are able to write the programs, then you can call it as a programming language. Okay. So Java is a programming language and it is a platform, and we also used to call it as a technology. So what do you mean by platform? I used to call it as a platform. What is this platform? A platform is also, it can be a software or hardware. Both. Till now you will think that a platform is nothing but a software. Operating system is a platform, right? Okay. So it is a software, as well as the platform can also be having a hardware where programs are run. Where a program is run. Program runs. That is a platform. A platform is a software or a hardware where a program runs. So if you take the Microsoft Office, is it a programming language? Microsoft Office, MS Office, we used to call it as the Word, PowerPoint, everything is there, right? So MS Office is not a programming language. It's not a programming language. It is developed by using a programming language. It is developed by using a programming language like Java. So by using the Java only, this MS Office is developed. So MS Office is not a programming language. It is developed by using the programming language Java. I'll tell you a simple concept, then you'll get a complete clarity on what exactly these Java it's a. Okay, so let me tell you this example. So if you take a simple example, so we'll differentiate with the Java as well as the C, then you'll get a clarity on that. A platform, what do you I'm calling it? Suppose take sample.c. Okay. So it's everything, the sample.c file is in universal code, that is Unicode. We used to call it as a Unicode, means the user can understand. User can understand this code. So the whatever the Unicode that is there, that user can understand that code. Sample.c, it's a universal code. So sample.c in the C programming language, this Unicode will be compiled by using the compiler software. So what is the use of this compiler? It converts Unicode to byte code. Sorry, bit code, not byte, bit code. So compiler is used to convert the Unicode to the bit code. So after compiling, then a sample.exe file is generated. Sample.exe file. So this exe file, now it consisting of bit code. So the Windows operating system will understand only the bit code. The Windows operating system, whatever we are using, it understand the bit code. It can't understand the Unicode. So for that we are using the compiler. With the help of the compiler, that Unicode is going to be converted into the bit code. So now the Windows will understand and it will generate the output. So this is what happening in the C programming language. Now if you consider the Java programming language, let me take a sample.java. So Java, it is generating a Unicode. Okay, it's generating a Unicode. Okay, so Java is also having a compiler. So what this compiler will be doing, so whatever the compiler that it is there, Java, it compiles and generate a class file. Rather than .exe file, in the Java, the compiler, it is generating sample.class file. So by using the command like javac sample, okay, so you are using this with the help of this compiler, a .class file is going to be generated, sample.class. So this is in which code? Bytecode. The compiler that is used in the Java, it only generates the bytecode. Sample.class will be getting bytecode. But bytecode, my operating system will understand only the bit code, not the Unicode and the not bytecode. Then what I have to be do? Here a Java virtual machine will be introduced. So Windows, a different virtual machines will, if you are using the Windows operating system, Windows Java virtual machine is there. And if you are using the Linux operating system, Linux Java virtual machine is there. And Solaris Java virtual machine will be there. So for each and every operating system, that is having their own virtual machine. So it is completely dependent. Java virtual machine is dependent, and whereas Java is independent. Okay. So with the help of the Java, Windows Java virtual machine of Windows, now it is converted into bit code. These Java virtual machines will generate the bytecode into bit code. So now my operating system, whatever the operating system you are using, they can understand the bit code. They can understand the bit code and they will generate the output. So this is what's happening here. It is what happening here. So if you take the C programming language, directly converts the Unicode into the bit code. But whereas in the Java, while after compilation a .class file is generated, that .class file is a bytecode. So if you want to, if the operating system wants to understand, it will only understand the bit code only. Okay. So the Windows operating system, not whatever the operating system is there, operating system will understand only bit code, not byte and Unicode, universal code. So these two will not be understood by the operating system. Operating system will understand only the bit code. So now you will get a clarity, right or wrong, right? Okay. So what I said, the Java virtual machine, what it is doing, the Java virtual machine, generally, anyhow, I'll explain a separate video on Java virtual machine, but here I am just giving a simple logic. Java virtual machine, JVM is a Java virtual machine. So it contains interpreter. So Java virtual machine contains interpreter. What is the use of the interpreter? Interpreter, it converts byte code into bit code. So this point you have to remember, students. So in the exam point of view, in the interview point of view, so this step you have to be remembered there. So Java virtual machine contains the interpreter. So this converts the byte code into the bit code so that your operating system can understand it. So both, if you take whatever it is there, the both compiler and interpreter, both compiler and interpreter are called translations. Why we are used to call it as translation? Because it is going to translate your program. So whatever the Unicode program is there, that will be translated into the bit code and the byte codes, right? So that's why we used to call it as a translator. So I'll tell you a simple compiler. If you take the compiler difference, let's see the difference. Okay, compiler converts the whole program at a time. Whole program at a time. So I'm just recalling whatever you know. Okay. And what about the interpreter? So interpreter converts line by line. It converts line by line. So compiler, it produces a file. It produces a file. Then what about the interpreter? Interpreter does not produce file. A .ex file, it does not produce file. It is going to execute step by step, line by line. Okay? Compiler is faster when compared to the interpreter. And interpreter is slow because step by step it is executing. And we know that the Java is a very fast when compared to other programming language, but here I am saying interpreter is slow but compiler is fast. In the Java also compiler is there. So with the help of this compiler and interpreter, it is doing the work simultaneously and try to execute the programs very fastly. Okay. So next, some more points, try to remember this. C program is a platform dependent. C program, I'm just comparing the Java with the C program so that you will get a clarity on Java. C program is a platform dependent. Okay, and whereas Java is platform independent. Platform independent. And remember students, JVM, so whatever in the Java platform we are using Java virtual machine, this Java virtual machine is platform dependent. So each operating system is having their own virtual machines, like Windows is having their own virtual machine and the Linux is having own virtual machine. Just now I tell. Okay, so that point you have to remember that Java is a platform independent, but that you can run your Java programs in any operating system, but whereas Java virtual machine is a dependent on the operating system. Okay, and Java is called as a platform independent because why we are calling Java is a platform independent? Because programs written in Java programming language can be executed in any platform. Let me write it. Programs written in Java programming language can be executed in any platform. Either you can go run in Windows operating system, Linux operating system, Solaris, wherever you want you can execute. Okay, next, Java virtual machine is a platform dependent. Just now I said it is a platform dependent because these can be executed in the Windows. If you work on Windows Java virtual machine only for Windows, and Linux Java virtual machine is only for Linux. Okay, next, Java virtual machine is a part of Java runtime environment. Java virtual machine is a part of Java runtime environment. So what is this Java runtime environment? So Java runtime environment is also called as Java platform. Java platform. Because Java programs are run under this JRE only. And this JRE is a part of JDK. Okay, JRE is a part of JDK. So what is this JDK? JDK stands for Java Development Kit, is also called as Java software. So the latest version we are using the JDK 18. So there is an connection between all these: Java virtual machine, Java runtime environment and JDK. Okay, so don't bother about all these terms. So while we are discussing, you will get a complete clarity on it. I'll just tell you one simple basic step here, so to remember that. So JDK, what is JDK? I said JDK is Java Development Kit. So it is a Java software. So JDK, when you download the JDK, a Java runtime environment is going to be installed. So there an application programming interface, so that is some libraries will be there, so the JVMs will be there, Java virtual machines will be there. Okay, so this is a part of JRE. JVM and libraries are the part of Java runtime environment, and these are the part of JDK. So first one is JDK. It's a software. Runtime environment, it's a platform where Java program is going to be run. And these are all the libraries and the linking functions. Okay. So JRE, it's a combination of JVM and set of libraries. Okay. And JDK is a combination of Java runtime environment, that is a software consists Java runtime environment and development tools. So what are these development tools? Development tools are nothing but debugger, compiler, Javadoc, and still more. Okay, so just remember this chart. So JDK, it's a software Java it's a complete development kit. So there the Java runtime environment is there. It's a platform where you are writing the Java programs, and here by using the libraries. So the JRE consisting of some list of packages will be stored. Okay, it's a set of programs will be stored, the predefined programs, pre-built programs. So that is application programming interface, that is nothing but the libraries, and the Java virtual machine is there. So which is used to convert the byte code to the bit code. Okay, so these are the just fundamentals of the Java programming language, students. So still if you are facing any doubts, please let me know. Thank you.